Bren, what's up?
What's up, Cynthia?
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Nice to see your face.
Well, good to see your face too. I love all the random stuff in the background that we
Yeah,
don't really
you
see when we're podcasting.
you weren't supposed to notice the Christmas decor. I
You know?
probably have some cat toys back here. I need to clean up the room because I didn't realize we are going to do video today.
Yeah, it's all good. No, it's all good. Well, we had this fun idea of doing like an after show for our podcast, Skull Magic. And I just thought it was kind of brilliant because you and I actually conduct our interviews separately. And so we don't actually ever really, and we have separate tasks week to week. So we don't ever really get to like connect on the guests together. And I don't know, we started talking about this recent episode with Kate Luzio. And I just was like, this is kind of brilliant. I really loved it. I think there's a lot to dig into with Kate. And you brought up some interesting stuff. And I don't know, I'm excited to do this.
You know what the most important thing is, Cynthia?
What is that?
People don't realize how good looking we are.
Yeah, we're not
they,
photos, right?
they think we have faces for radio, but no, we have faces for video.
Oh man, I love it. I love it.
So
Good.
yeah, Kate's episode I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, talk to me about what you liked about it because I don't know, like I was there were certain questions I didn't actually end up even getting to on the episode, but she's an amazing guest and I love her concept of what she's doing
Yeah,
with Lucy.
absolutely. Like I thought she was just obviously so talented to have gotten so far in her career in the banking industry, which I found really impressive
Yeah.
because I was not nearly as successful in corporate life as she was. I thought a lot didn't it interest you what she was saying about mentorship and how she had kind of gotten some help along the way?
Yeah, that was actually a key thing I kind of honed in on and was noodling on as well because I know for people who don't know, Sheryl Sandberg, who's the COO of Facebook, she similarly had a male mentor, and he basically helped her along. Like he made introductions for her. He helped her, I think, land some pretty big roles because of the connections he had and his willingness to take her on as mentor. And I was, thinking to myself that in my 15 years working in corporate, I've never once had someone actually ask me if I would like to be mentored. Now, also, I've never asked, and I actually had never been a thought to me of like getting a mentor. That was not something that like, sort of was in the vicinity of things that I thought you do in corporate. But, after kind of reflecting on Kate's episode and like looking at Sheryl Sandberg, I feel like it's pretty apparent that if females have a male mentor, that can really like dramatically, exponentially supercharge their career.
I think my cat is like trying to like
I was
break
wondering.
into. That is crazy. Am I going to die? Is there a robber behind me?
I was wondering what the noise was. Do you want to open the
It could
door?
be. I'm scared.
Do you want to?
It's Zoe. I'm recording a video, Zoe. Oh, a real life moment in the after show.
Oh,
That's so funny.
Zoe.
But yeah, it's like it seems like I've always sort of wondered, how do people rise through the ranks in the corporate world in big companies like Bank of America and some of the other places that she worked? I
Yeah.
don't think you could do it without a helping hand. I mean, I know that she's really talented, and she talked about how hard she worked.
Yeah.
And you're like that too.
Yeah.
And I think people notice that, but I didn't know when I was younger that you would need to look for a mentor. It wasn't a word that I really used.
Yeah. Same. And I don't know, like, would I have stayed in corporate? Would things have been different for me? Would I have been presented different opportunities that I might have been more excited about in corporate? And like, would that have changed my trajectory in some way? Probably, honestly. I only had people come to me to ask me to be a mentor probably like 3 or 4 times in my career.
Yeah.
And I was really flattered that that was asked of me. It just wasn't something I really thought about for myself. And I don't really know why, but honestly, it really wasn't something that I had ever understood or heard about. And maybe they talk about in business school and
Right.
you and I go to business school. Who knows? But that was just, something that stood out to me. But I did feel like in for women, and I'm almost positive that like if we looked at this as like a cross section of women in corporate and those that have male mentors that are well connected, like legit male mentors, I'm sure that those women are super successful because of it.
I
In part,
mean,
I'm not saying that it's all due to the men. I'm just saying that it's a man's world. Like I think about in my career, like how many male bosses I've had that are, what are they called? They're country club folks, right?
right.
Country club.
Yes.
They go and they golf and they write off their stupid whatever. It's not a subscription. What's it called? Why am I not
Membership.
membership? They write off their membership because they use that for business to go and network with all these other men that are golfing in these like really, highfalutin roles. And it's like, it's just access to this premier creme de la creme of people in corporate, but that's mostly men at those clubs. And so, like, I'm not discounting anything that these women are doing, like what Kate did, but having a man who's willing to mentor and well connected, and has that status in corporate, it's like it's a game changer.
It really helps to have somebody show you the ropes, increase the wheels, like someone who's pulling for you at each promotion level to say, you know what, Cynthia's really kicking butt. We know she belongs up at the vice president or president role. And that's going to make it so much easier rather than just, grinding it out, keep sticking your hand up, leaning in or whatever.
Yep.
I think there's a limit to what leaning in can do. You're going to have help.
Yeah.
I don't know that everyone can find it.
Yeah, like I said, the closest I came was at a company I worked at. God, now it was, well, I left there in 2015, so 4 years ago, but I was there for a 5-year stint and I had all these male leaders around me. And, I came in as like a consultative strategist working with the sales team, but I took on like these other projects that needed to get addressed in the company. And they were kind of pressing things. And like the male leaders that were surrounding me were like, you do what you got to do. Like we will support you. Like we will make sure that like you get what you need to make this happen. And that was the closest I came to ever having something like that. But unfortunately, we had just gone public when I came on board. And usually what happens when company goes public is they let go or fire all the leadership. And that's what happened. So as wonderful as those men were, they quickly exited my life. And I'm still in touch with them, but it would have been very different to have worked with them for 5 years and had that connection and, have them see me grow into different, in different ways and really have their support with it. I think my trajectory would have been very different, but that's not, unfortunately, what happened for me. So.
But I think that's why Kate's, luminary business is so brilliant, is because she's created, it's not a country club, but it is a membership of a sort where women can go and make those kind of connections together and hang out and form those bonds that can really, they can help each other in their careers.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. I know. It's like, where do high powered or career driven women, I don't even say high powered, but career driven women go to have conversations where you can connect with other like-minded people and maybe they know people. And, I've been to a bunch of networking groups for women and man, they all sucked. I'm not meaning that in like, there probably isn't anything out there that's worthy of my time, but, or, other people's time, but just from what I had experienced, they all sucked. Like one of them was basically a bunch of multi-level marketers or real estate agents. Another one just felt like the women, I don't know, they just were of a different caliber and didn't have the same challenges, didn't want to talk about the same things that I did. So I never found it. And so I kind of gave up on it, honestly.
I mean, it seems like the sort of higher level ones where, VPs and so forth, their networking are probably going to be pretty expensive. Like you probably can't go to your basic networking group
Probably, yeah.
because they've already made it.
They've already made it. Yeah. I mean, but I could totally picture how if you hoping to get to that next level, you spend the money to, essentially be part of that club. And the ROI on that, I mean, it's probably insane. Once you're in, it's like you're in. So all it takes is one or two people to champion you,
Some of these clubs you have to actually apply for. And I don't know what that application is, but I
Yeah.
think you have to show your, I don't know, rich people credentials or whatever to even get in. So there is like a club that really is
The elite.
it's tough to get in there. So I guess the message is, I mean, try to be a mentor for other people would be a good idea because
Yeah.
obviously there's not enough people doing that.
Yeah.
And if you are, in a corporate hierarchy, look a couple levels up and see who's doing what you're doing who might be friendly to you.
Yeah.
be a good idea long term.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. I know. I know you and I were saying that like part of the reason why we feel like we're not, I don't want to say that we're not cut out for corporate because I actually don't feel like that's the truth. I actually feel like we are really good at what we do, but unwilling to play the political BS game where like you got to do lunch with, the people two levels above you because you don't really like those people.
I sure wasn't doing that.
At times I was, but it wasn't because I asked to. It was like I was part of an event or something and had to be there, but I never like actively was like, hey CEO, you want to come to lunch with me? Like, got some time. I never entertained that, but a lot of it is because I actually don't really enjoy the people that I had worked with in leadership. Sorry if you're listening.
And also like you're kind of seen as like a butt kisser if you do that, even though that's not fair because it may be the only way to get there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's tough to win. Corporate life is hard, but then again, the banking industry is very rewarding.
It is.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I felt like I have feelings around the banking industry that aren't 1,000% positive, but
Same.
I am truly impressed by anyone who can achieve such a high level in any industry that she could self fund this business. So, all my best to Kate. I hope she can inspire future generations of female entrepreneurs.
Yeah, she was a really awesome. I mean, I love the concept of what she's doing, and I think we need more of that. And I support that vision for all women, but especially with what Kate's already started. So hopefully there's a luminary in every city, in 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, you should definitely shoot a video when you go visit.
Yeah.
We'd love to see
Yeah.
inside tour.
Yeah, I'm trying to do a live episode there, so more to come.
All right, yeah. I'm into it.
All right, Bren.
Well, I think that was our first after show. How do you think that went?
I think that was awesome. I'm loving this.
All right. Well, I guess if anyone checks this out, leave a comment. Let us know what you thought. This was fun to do.
Yeah. And if you want to listen to our podcast, we're Goal Magic on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher. I feel like I might be forgetting one, but basically any platform that has podcasts, you can find us.
Yeah, and we just discussed episode 68. So you can check that out on goalmagic.co. All right, Cynthia, have a good one.
Bye, Bren.
Peace.